So shine, so shine, shine bright. So shine, so shine, shine bright.
Thank you so much for joining us. This is another Mastery Empowerment course. And today we were with a beautiful harmonizer and spiritual teacher. Julie Claire is with us. And we're talking about expanding the sacred heart flow and coming home to the soul. Hi, Julie. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Hello, hello, hello. Yay, we're back together again.
We are glad to be back together again. You have shared on ascension particles in one of our quantum conversations. But in this course, let's talk more about the teachings that you offer and give us a brief synopsis of what we're talking about and where we're going to go today in this episode.
All right. Well, I think I'm gonna just intro this with my own journey as a soul has been what's often coined the evolutionary embodiment journey, which is a lot of us is kind of like that. We went really high up in our minds and we kind of hung out up there, like up in the high intellect, where like the grid lines of astrology and numerology, or high up in the intuitive mind and all like kind of galactic relationships and this and that. And somewhere in the process, we kind of like forgot to bring our bodies with us. It's like, ooh, so much safer up here than down there in the dense trauma-filled body. So the evolutionary embodiment journey, which a lot of us are on, is of actually, yes, we went high up there, and now let's actually come back into the body so we can bring that frequency deep into the body, so the body can ascend as well. So my whole life has been that. I went through deep trauma as a child, and I just left my body. And then as a teenager, I tried to destroy my body. And then in my 20s, I tried to be, academic, straight A, university professor, intellectual madness thing. And then I went into deep alchemy work and intuitive work and very, very high claircognizance. But it wasn't until I went into plant medicines that I finally came back in my body and understood at the really deep level, you can't fly off while there's still trauma in your body. You need to go back in there. You need to go in the gutter. You need to go in there and find what's there and bring it into the sacred heart space. So it's like the journey of high mind back into the body and being able to hang out there is how we actually come back into the heart space. So that is the journey we're all on, really. It's often presented as what do they call it, the natives, like the 30-centimeter journey from your head to your heart, right? So it's kind of that idea. Your heart is in your body. You have to come back to the body to find the heart. So if I put in a nutshell my teachings, that's kind of these are the steps that I went through. And then once I was back in my body from a 2-year apprenticeship with plant medicines, then it became about expanding the heart space, really understanding what is it like to enter the quantum field of the heart. The heart is such a vast space, it is inconceivable for the mind to understand it, especially the lower mind. The higher mind has no difficulty because the higher mind literally means your mind connected to your sacred heart space. So that space is beyond all densities, all dimensions. It has no dualities. And a lot of people get lost trying to force their mind to go into their heart. I got to go back in my heart. I got to go back in my heart. And then it's the mind, like the mind trying to do it. And the mind can't. The mind cannot do it. And this is kind of like the trick that it's like, what do you call that? These hacks, shortcuts or biohacks, whatever they call those things, spiritual hack. Stop trying to make your mind go into your heart. It scares the crap out of it. Your mind is full of survival programs. We go into the heart and then we bring that energy up to the head. So that's, in order to do that, we need to leave the confines of our mind and actually come back into the sacred heart space and expand and bring that up as a gift to the mind. And the mind, okay, it's not that bad. And eventually it's kind of like, ooh, this is actually really nice. And eventually the mind starts asking for it.
That's really good to know because, I say this is one of the biggest questions that we get. How do we get in the heart? How do we know to make a decision from the heart? How do we listen to the heart? And so this is really very interesting, your elevation of the heart into the mind, because it seems really like you're merging the two together in a quantum way, where then let's say the lesser mind, the ego mind, could come in and trample muddy boots all over the dreams of the heart. So by coming from the heart first, bringing the mind into it is really wonderful, because it's going to override the doubt, you say, if the mind starts requesting it. So we're going to go deeper in this topic, and you're going to lead meditation for us, a little process for us to really experience that, just a little taste. But I'd like you to explain a little bit more about your 2-year journey with plant medicines. This is an interesting topic. And what did you learn? What did the plants show you? Because there are some who, this is somewhat controversial. Some will say, ooh, plant medicines, they're going to put holes in your aura. But that's just a fear base. Maybe that's a higher mind or a lower mind fear or something. Tell us about your journey and what you learned in this process.
Wow, that could be a 2-week conversation. Let me. Okay, so first things first, to the question of, as soon as how do we get in the heart? How do we get in the heart? That's the mind. Only the mind asks how, right? So that's what I was saying. Like the mind trying to figure out how to get in the heart, that doesn't work. So plant medicine, they are beings, right? Plants, they have spirits attached to them. And these spirits are willing to work with us as long as there's a proper exchange. Okay? That's important to understand. And they will work with you in a healthy way as long as you do your integration work. So these are the deepest, these are 2 key lessons I can give to anyone exploring plant medicine. Understand there is an exchange, and understand that you have work to do to integrate. Like I've been living in Playa del Carmen for 3 years, and here it's like plant medicine bazaar. Like you got people that they do a weekend workshop, they think they're a shaman. And then they're hosting ceremonies, which is bad. I'm sorry, but that's bad, because you work with people that have a lineage. The Shipibo shaman that trained me, it's like a 4th generational lineage, of his uncle, his grandfather, his this, his that. They were all Shipibo lineage ayahuasca shamans. Their process is very important. Like they go on a dieta 10 months a year. So no salt, no oil, no pork, no seashell, no whatever, sea fish, like shrimp, stuff like that. And they have to be very respectful of that diet, because they work with arcanas, which are the energy beings that work with the spirit of the plant. They need to be in respect with them, because they're the ones that kind of like manage the plant, because the plant's wild. The plant's wild, and it has a desire for something from you. So when people talk about like, oh, it tears your aura and it does this and it does that. So first of all, you're in a ceremony. If you don't have a proper shaman that's trained, he can't hold the space properly. The plants open portals. They do. That's why you're able to connect the higher mind and have all these experiences. So the shaman's responsibility is to ensure what's coming in through these portals and making sure that what comes out of each person goes out and not into someone else in the ceremony. So what happens is more some people already have tears in their aura, and then they go into a process like that, and then there's a bunch of stuff that's like getting blended and mixed. So like my first, we could talk about this a long time, so I'm gonna do my best to not go too deep, but I want the people to understand that doing the dieta to get ready is super important. Being hyper respectful of the plant and understanding that there's an exchange, it's super important. And doing your integration work after. Not, I don't feel good, I'm going to go do another ceremony. No, you do the integration work before you go back. So these plants will give you wisdom. They will help you understand what in you is you and what is not you, such as entities, patterns, beliefs, implants, whatever. Like, and once you fully understand that's not part of me, then they can help you extract it. In exchange for that extraction, they want to, how to say this without it sounding weird. They want a piece of your soul temporarily to understand what it's like to be in this kind of soul structure, which is very different from what they are. Once you understand the wisdom that was given to you, you say thank you, then the exchange is complete. And this is the problem. Most people aren't doing that integration work. It's one ceremony after another, boom, 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 boom. And then they're kind of like, I don't know how to integrate this. I go back in the 3D world. What am I supposed to do with this in my corporate job? Yeah. So for me, my journey with the plant was a 2-year-long apprenticeship with my Chicago friend. And at the end, the plant told me, okay, so you either become an ayahuasquero shaman now and we keep working together, or we're done. You've received what you can from me, and I've received what I can from you. So unless you're coming into the lineage, we're done. And I was like, thank you. Because that's not my path. My path is to help people integrate that kind of work. And I work very much sober. Like I like deep alignment, and I don't want molecular dependency on things. That's very important for me. But did I answer the question? Because that's such a big question you asked.
Yes, it is. Thank you for clarifying that. It's not a party, as
No.
some say, ceremony party. It is required that you do the integration, you do the work. If we're shown, then there's a responsibility there to integrate what was shown. Thank you for that clarification.
Yeah.
And
that's how the exchange is complete.
Okay, the seriousness of it. It's not just some fix all, cure all, or it's not a fast track to ascension unless you are doing what you said, the work. And 2 years, that's not a fast track. That's a deep dive.
Oh man, and it went deep. Like we lifted trauma out of my body, but she couldn't. I refer to her as she couldn't do it until I was fully ready to completely go back in there. They won't do it for you. They'll do it with you.
And so you learn this process of bringing the heart into the mind. Tell us about how that works.
Well, it's funny because I remember a very specific ceremony where I started realizing, I didn't even think about that before we got on the call, but this one time in a ceremony, at this point, I was kind of sitting beside him and there was, 30 people in the room. And I'm sitting there and I'm feeling all the energies and I'm aware, I'm kind of pointing, go see her, and we're working together. And I become aware that my mind is kind of like talking on its own. My mind's like, well, you know what? I'm able to be here. I mean, even if you're doing this, I'm still here. it's just like talking away. And it was like, wow, that was a key moment for me of realizing I'm not in my mind. I'm here right now. I'm doing like 5 different things, and my mind is up here alone, acting like, oh, wow, this is super awesome. I'm still able to be talking, even though she's doing this. Oh my God. Da, 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 da. And that's when I realized, oh my God, let me bring some of this to you. Let me bring this to you on a platter so that you understand what's going on here. You don't have to be separate from me right now. You can come and hang out in this field. And it went like, ooh, oh, this is awesome. And it calmed down. And that was like a key teaching for me. It's like the only true medicine your mind needs is for you to bring the silence of the heart to it. There's no medicine for your mind that's better than silence. It's just, it doesn't know that, like it doesn't know that because it's just a stream of consciousness. So understanding that you bring your attention point from focused on what's going on in there, and you bring it deeper into your body, and from deep in your body, even deeper into your heart. And then from there, you can just flow it. You can flow that heart, that sacred heart flow, all the way into your toes and all the way to the tip of your nose, and focus it on the mind. And the mind receives they're like golden waves, starts receiving the waves. And it starts understanding, oh my God, I don't have to be afraid of this. Because like the general relationship between the egoic mind and the spiritual heart, it's kind of upside down in what we think. Your egoic mind is kind of like a vestige of the animal survival instinct. And your egoic mind, just like an animal out there, is seeking. It seeks for food. It seeks for water. It needs to find things and put them in its body, or else it's going to die. That's the animal instinct. And then the ego has made that into, I need to consume people or objects or ideas or this or that. It's still trying to seek outside of itself or in itself, right? I got to figure this out. I got to understand what happened. I got to know how to do this. Right? So it's either seeking out or seeking in itself, and there's no solution there. But it's super scared of the spiritual heart because the mind's trying to live like outside of the spiritual heart, and it thinks that the spiritual heart's going to be like, you, and it won't. The spiritual heart is like 1,000,000 times bigger than your mind, and it's just kind of like, you can keep having fun, just like in that ceremony. Like, and meanwhile, I'm this field of love, and I'm just like, oh, that's almost kind of cute, That's what we do when we bring that sacred heart space to the mind. The mind starts understanding the heart's not my enemy, and it's not going to try to crush me and squash me. And then friendship can start. Like, it's so exciting to realize that. I'm like, oh my God.
Yes. Okay. Because, we've also, in the past few years of people learning to come into their heart more, listening to the heart more.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, and I know even in my own life, feeling like I'm at war between my head and my heart at certain things, because my heart knows one thing. I can certainly tell, yeah, that's my heart talking, but my head could be completely the opposite. And so we're excited to witness this process that you've come up with, bringing this sacred heart flow up into the mind. It's really a merging of our faculties, and we're becoming whole with that. Not like we're shutting down the ego mind, but we're actually giving it the heart love.
Yeah, and that's the understanding of what the higher mind is. The higher mind is where we all want to go hang out. That's the 5D mind. And the higher mind is your mind connected to your heart.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the higher mind means.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's not even like, well, we're going to be in our hearts and then we're just going to be like, we're not going to have minds anymore. No, that's not what it means. It just means the mind's going to be fed by the spiritual heart, which means the mind just
Ooh,
explodes into, like the beauty of the higher mind is the ability to hold anything in it. There is no duality left. It's not like this or that. It's like, oh, this and that. Oh, wow. Wow. They're completely separate and yet they can be one beside the other in harmony. And then there's like a door that opens between these two things, the door of paradox. I think Bashar talks about that. To be able to hold two opposites together and not have a need to separate them opens the door to whatever you want to call it, magic, higher thinking, symbolic logic, quantum understanding. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. All right.
All right. Do we want to have fun right now?
Yeah. Is there anything you want to say in addition to that before we do the process? Because we want to feel this practice.
That's the fun part.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, I've kind of covered most of what I want to say. Just the sacred heart flow is part of that more global method that has come through me through my evolutionary embodiment journey, right? So it's like we were talking about it in another show we did together, the multidimensional harmonization method, which basically means, step one is aligning the body-mind connection. So instead of having the mind freaking out on its own and the body holding the trauma and there's no communication between them, we bring them back together. Then the second step is the expanding the sacred heart space. And the third step is the awakening the soul dimension. So which correspond to the 7 dimensions of your chakras, right? Your body, your sacral, like your root, your sacral, and your plexus represent your personal mind, your personal emotions, and your body. The heart center is the bridge between the spiritual and the physical, and the upper chakras are your soul dimension, like the divine will, divine love, divine mind. So that's the way we want to work. We want to get all that aligned. And the sacred heart flow is the middle of the method. And we still do the first part, which is aligning the body mind, which is so simple. It's so simple. We did it a little bit last time, but basically 3 steps, very simple. You hear what's going on in the mind. Freaking out about this, freaking out about that, having resentment about that, whatever is going on, you hear it, not listen. We listen with our being. Now, hear the chatter. And then, okay, you acknowledge it's there, and then you switch to the body. Where is that energy in my body? Because your mind is going blah, blah, blah about something that's actually going on at a deeper level. So that's as simple as that to align the body-mind connection. Instead of just having this chattering and you disconnected from that, or maybe something going on in your body that you're freaking out about, and then it makes your mind, like, you bring it together. Once that's going on, then we have a unit we can work with going to the heart. We're not trying to solve anything. We're not having a conversation. It's nothing like that. It's just, there's chatter in my head. Where is it in my body? That's where I'm bringing my attention. Generally speaking, it's like in the plexus and the throat and the liver and you know what I mean? Like, you'll find a spot in your body and then you bring your attention there, and the energy of the heart is what you want to bring into that spot. And then we expand. So I wanted to teach a process called the intention breath, which we will do once we've got that flowing. And then that'll help to understand what it means to bring up the sacred heart frequency, the gift to the heart, to the mind. All right. Here I go. Hi. The triple heart connection. Start with that. It's very, very simple. Some of us here are, we feel more, some of us are more visual, some of us are more like auditory, claircognizant. So however your psychic ability shows up, I want you to become aware that there is a line of light, there is a thread that connects you all the way up to the heart of God, all the way down to the heart of Gaia. It's always there. All we do is amplify it by becoming aware that it's there. It enters through the crown, goes out through the root, and the center, the bridge, the middle ground, where the celestial and terrestrial energies meet, is your heart. So becoming aware. Practice this with me. We're not doing this with our mind. Our consciousness can focus on many things at once. There is your heart space. We're going to follow the line on both sides at the same time. From your heart, it goes up to the crown and it goes down to the root. Now become aware of the heart and the two exit points, crown and root. Just feel them. This isn't about thinking. This isn't about trying to conceptually understand this. Good. And then expand even bigger, feeling the point where it comes from the heart of God, the point where it comes from the heart of God. Notice how little the mind has to say when we just tap into that feeling. 5 points. The heart is the middle. The root and the crown. Heart of Gaia, the heart of God. Center in the heart. We're just going to do a little bit of up and down movements with our consciousness. From the heart, you inhale. Imagine that when you inhale, you can just flow down into the solar plexus. And you exhale through the throat. Inhale, solar plexus. Exhale, throat. One more. Once more. Now we're going to expand a little bit more. We're going to inhale, go down into the sacral. Exhale, we're going to breathe out of the bridge of the nose. Activates the bridge. Inhale down into the sacral chakra. Exhale out of the bridge of the nose to activate the third eye. Once more, inhale, sacral. Exhale, bridge of the nose. Bringing the energy up and down. We're mixing celestial and terrestrial. A little bit deeper. Inhale into the root. We're bringing the energy down to the root chakra. Exhaling just a little bit outside of the crown. So just a bit out of the crown. Inhaling down to the root. Exhaling up to the crown. More times. Right, let's follow the entire line now. Inhale all the way down to the heart of Gaia. Exhale, come back up all the way through your body, all the way up to the heart of God. Inhale, bringing that energy all the way back down to the heart of Gaia. So fully activating our pillars of light when we do this. Inhale all the way into the heart of Gaia. Exhale, bring it up all the way to the heart of God. Inhale, bring the God energy all the way back down into the heart of Gaia. This is intention breath. And our goal with intention breath is to build up the charge. Sometimes I do this and I breathe a lot faster, but I'm just playing around. And when we are ready, on a deep exhale, we bring that energy through the front of the heart chakra. Nice big inhale down into the heart of Gaia. And when you're ready, you exhale through the heart chakra. All right, that cleared the field very nicely. And now just slow, deep breathing. You're breathing in from the heart of God and the heart of Gaia at the same time, and you're bringing it into your heart. Exhale, you're simply breathing out 360 degrees around like the rays of the sun. The energy of your sacred heart. Your sacred heart flowing energy. And you're flowing it to your body. Organs, your bones, your tissues. Each time you inhale, you're bringing in the earth and the sky energy into your heart. Cleanse, you exhale, you expand it outwards, all directions. Leaving the physical body, going beyond the boundary of the skin. Feeding all the aura system, the subtle bodies, the auric field. Inhaling the God and Gaia energies into the heart. Exhaling like the rays of the sun, expanding beyond the skin, into the aura. All the way to the boundary of the aura. Letting that energy flow. This is like a people embodied teaching. It is safe. It is safe to expand sacred heart energy into the body, into the field. There's no danger. It is pure nurturing. It has no agenda. Your heart has no agenda. It doesn't need to have a reason to do anything. Love doesn't need a reason to exist and to express and to extend itself. all it wants to do is hold everything, let it know how safe, loved it is. Maybe you have like a little game you want to play with visuals. Sometimes I imagine myself almost with a platter, bringing it up to the mind. But it is a gift, things attached. The heart needs nothing. The sacred heart space knows no opposite. Love, joy, peace, no opposite. It's pure offering. You just let that frequency come up just through your intention. Maybe it's like light pink with a bit of silver powder in it. Maybe it's a sound. Maybe it's a frequency that you feel. Let it come up. Love offered to the brain structure, offered to the glands, offered to the brainstem, the limbic brain, all the layers of the brain. Letting our minds know it is safe to rest in this field, in this. I don't know how yummy that feels to you in your mind right now, but I'm just like, whew. I could just stay here. We want the mind to know how good it feels to rest. Divine mind. Feel a whole other expansion of the heart coming in. Letting the waves of the heart flow. Ripple through your body. Feeding the mind, yes, of course, but don't forget to feed the body as well. That flow is multi-directional. Letting these waves flow through you. Isn't that fun?
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
It's so fun. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, don't want to leave the experience, but yet it is our experience. And what a way to walk on the world. It's like we have fresh, sparkly eyes right now. And the mind is very calm. The mind is extremely calm.
Hmm.
So the mind does like the silence.
Oh, it does. It does.
I feel that this is a really beneficial practice as well for those who say they have trouble meditating, centering, quieting the mind. What a beautiful practice. And so this came to you on your journey through your own experience.
Yeah.
of
Yeah. No one
truth.
taught me this. Like it just, yeah. Well, I guess, my higher self taught me this, maybe. If we're talking about someone teaching us something.
Yeah. Wonderful. So do you
I
have
love it. It's like let's just hang out in there for an hour. Oh no, wait, there's a time frame on the show. Okay, I forgot. Yeah, that's the time. Mind stuff. Oh yeah.
Yes. Oh my goodness. So then what do you do with this? You live this way.
But that's the goal.
A daily protocol.
As soon as you catch yourself, as soon as you catch, it's got, oh, something's going on. My mind needs me right now. And what your mind thinks what it needs is for you to bring all your conscious attention into there to pinball with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a kid that's like tired and wants sugar. So like the solution isn't to give them sugar. The solution is to hold them and let them know they're safe. And even if they cry, to let them fall asleep, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like it's like you just kind of hold them and like, I understand what you need more than you do right now because you're 3 and you're freaking out.
Mhm.
You know, I'm not tired yet. Okay. Kind of the same idea. So when the mind's chattering and going crazy on its own, it's because it's looking in itself for the solution, or it's trying to grasp onto things in the outer world. And what we need to do is help it look down, is we bring the energy up. It's like, okay, calm down. We can't find the solutions while we're excited anyways. They don't come from the mind. They really don't. And the more like we have to keep giving the mind that experience. Let's chill out a little bit. And then all of a sudden, boom, the solution comes. And then the mind starts realizing, oh, because think about it, it's like training a dog. Like I'm sorry, mind, that I don't want to give that metaphor like it's a bad thing. We love our dogs, like you train the dog. It's the same idea. Your egoic mind will not find the solution. It's looking out. It needs to look down in the heart. And until it understands that that's where it needs to look, all it can do is look out or look into in itself. And then this hamster wheel and look out is compulsive behavior, So you catch yourself, oh, I'm doing that, or oh, I'm overthinking. It's like, okay, that's going on. Let's get back in the body. Back in the body. And then that kind of breathing, it's incredible. It's incredible because the mind's participating. And that's the trick. They're not saying, okay, shut up, mind. I'm going to meditate. Shut up, mind. It's not going to work. Let's bring it with us. Hey, we're going here. We're going there. We're going here. We're going there. We're going here. We're going there. And the mind's like, all right, sure, we're doing that. And then it's like, it stops thinking about whatever it's freaking out about. And next thing it knows, it's being fed by an energy that's much vaster than it. And then it starts to feel what it's like to be in the arms of a loving mother. It would be a great way to describe it.
Yes. Yeah, it's totally in the arms of a loving mother. Again, it's a beautiful practice to keep the mind part of the process.
Yes.
The mind wants to go up. I loved it, actually. That's why I immediately thought, wow, there's so many who say, I can't meditate because you keep hearing the thoughts pop in, but this actually keeps the mind active. while we're bringing it up in these energies. It is so
Mm,
beautiful. The
mm.
loop energy. I love that. I think we have to, can we imagine this world? Right now, we're at the cusp of creating new earth. We are creating new earth as things shift and change around us. That
Mhm.
this is how we come up with the solutions.
But it
This
is.
solution
But
energy.
imagine like thousands of people doing that at the same time and exhaling out of their heart at the same time the intention.
Yes. Oh,
Like, woo!
all right. Talk more about the intention. Can we substitute any intention as we do that? Can we use this for any intention?
Yes.
Or is
I
it
tend to, well, so the way I like to work, especially with the Sacred Heart Flow, is I remind myself, that my intention is always aligned with what's for the highest good in the best possible way, so we can embody our highest potential.
okay?
Because or else we get stuck. Our mind's like, okay, my intention is to manifest a Lamborghini. You know what I mean? So it's like, can we just no, like how about for the highest good in the best possible way? For the
Be a little
highest
bit
potential
more,
to be embodied.
yes, be a little bit more mature
More
with it.
mature, but more like give your sacred heart space the room to expand. It knows better than your mind what you need any day.
Yes.
Someone thinks I need financial security, and it's like that's still seeking out there.
Mm.
What you need is spiritual security.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, for me, intention, I try to keep it loose, like not in the
Okay.
sense that it's like, okay, whatever is best for me, like not like that, but not like this. I know this is what I need. That's my ego speaking, right? So, the way I like to work with intention breath is I just keep it focused on, embodying more and more of my soul. Like I keep it kind of honed in on that to get out of that seeking place. It's like
Yes.
if we really get the Sacred Heart energy, we already have everything you need. What you want is to bring all parts of you in line with that it's all already there.
Mm.
So for me, like I'll go like deeper connection, soul embodiment,
Okay.
yeah. But of
Thank
course you can use it for like, like I am right. I am right in the world, like I release the shame. I release negative emotions. You can do all that too. But for that, there's processes that I prefer doing. Like there's one-on-one, there's ways to work one-on-one where we can like really fine-tune and fine. And then the Sacred Heart Space just brings the flow into that. And then all of a sudden, whatever you thought you had to do to fix that doesn't even exist anymore. Because that's the mind, right?
And I just, you know what, I'm looking at something in my reality, in my neighborhood, that is just not fun. It's bad for the environment. It's disrespectful for the environment. But what you've helped me with, what this process has helped me with, is understanding it from another level. Like that was actually expanded into the heart, Sacred Heart Light expanded it around it. And it brought such a deep,
Yes.
it brought a deep peace. It took me out of pointing and blaming and saying that's bad into I'm here in this place holding energy for a reason.
You said that really well. It's like instead of contracting into the point, you fill that whole space with the Sacred Heart energy. Because like between me and you, like, okay, so let's look at this like as parent-child relationship. If we're a parent and we're like, you're doing that wrong, that, what is the kid gonna do?
Push away.
Like,
Yeah, they're gonna do
or whatever. You know what I mean? Whereas like if we can actually embody the love and surround them with it and kind of like give everything in this universe the dignity of its journey, that shifts things a lot faster. if we're not pushing and wanting it to change anymore,
Mhm.
then the workshop kind of completes.
There you go. Okay. So as we are here on our planet right now, oh my gosh, I feel like crying because there's a I can feel despair on our planet with
A
the
lot
shit
of it.
going down.
Mhm,
You know,
mhm,
it's
a lot of it.
like, but, and this is a big but, this tool and tools like this is really the name of the game.
It is.
It's really empowering us to stay aligned, as you say it, to stay centered, and to let the heart light flow, the heart flow, the sacred heart flow, always, always.
Yeah, because we're here to hold light, no
Yeah.
matter what the hell's going on, you know?
And our mind can just run away with us, like an unbridled horse. And so the heart light is putting the bridle on the horse.
And it's a beautiful one. It's intricate. It's laced with gold, and all of a sudden the horse is like, yeah, of course I want to have this on me, you know?
The horse is like, thank you, I like the bling.
It's like finally something that, you know, it's like the higher mind's like, finally we recognize the royalty we are, you know, like.
Yes, you just said it. You just said it. We're helping the mind be at peace with all of it, with who we are, with our mission. It's so beautiful. And I hope that those who are watching and listening to this truly felt the shift that happened.
It was a big one.
And come back to this recording and listen to it again, because it's so powerful for our world. It really is. And Julie, you help people in one-on-one sessions. You did mention sometimes you work closely with people and you can kind of pick and see where they need help, and you can facilitate deep transformation within them. So that is part of your special offer. Tell us about that, please.
Yeah. So 75% of my work is one-on-one. So I don't have tons of clients because I work really deep with them for weekly for years sometimes. So, but normally the sessions are over 2 hours. But what I want to offer to your community is 1 hour sacred heart flow sessions. So it's like a 1 hour super intense. We're going in, whatever's going on, we're finding it in the body, and then we're bringing the sacred heart flow into it over and over and over again, until there's nothing left than peace. So I've never had a 1 hour session where the beginning and the end weren't like, why did I see you today? I don't even remember, which is a great sign. You know, the mind doesn't remember anymore because the mind's reacting to something in the body, and we have brought so much love into it that it's dissolved it. So yeah, it's like a little offering I want to give, because it's, you know, for Christmas and solstice, and we're shifting big. So I want to offer people the opportunity to have 1 hour sessions with me, because these don't exist, normally speaking. Like normally I lock people in for 3 months to a year, and it's 2 hour sessions, and we go deep into like alchemy work. But this is really good stuff, and I want everyone to have this skill. It's not a hard skill to develop. You know, but we do it together, and it amplifies, and then it's a lot easier to redo it on your own.
Yes. Okay. What an incredible gift. Thank you for creating the special hour-long sessions. They're very private. Do you record them as well?
They can be recorded. If the person wants to record the session, they can record it on their computer. I'll let them, you know, like I let them record the local file.
Yeah, that's really good. That's
Yeah.
Because I know people will need that, but then over time they're going to get it. It's going to
Yeah, that's a really good thing that you're mentioning, actually. So, you know, like the person can record it, and then the first, 15, 20 minutes can really just be a kind of guided meditation to bring them into that space. And then from there, the rest will just troubleshoot, go very specific into what's going on. And then if ever they want to re-listen to the 15, 20 minutes to get deep into the heart space, they have that recording, they have their own, kind of unique, private, guided meditation that they can tap back into whenever they want to.
Yeah. What a beautiful gift. And it's empowering at this time of year as we need to fortify
Mhm.
the external things, events that are happening. And so this brings us home to our Sacred Heart. And just like that sun that we were breathing, exhaling through our heart like a sun, I really truly felt that radiating well beyond our aura. Wow,
Mhm.
that's bliss. That
Yeah,
is
for me, like the sending it through the boundary of the skin is just so yummy. Oh my God. It's so yummy.
I've got chills right now just remembering that. And so how beautiful that is at this time of year when we go, and many people are going to be back with families or moving around and maybe interacting more with others, or even if
Uh-huh.
collective is going to kind of maybe go through and this is our love radiating
Yeah.
to the planet.
And there's a lot of sadness at Christmas too, because not everyone has places to go and stuff like that. So that's a
There are a
nice
lot of-
gift to offer the fabric of humanity as
yeah,
well.
and so we
Hmm.
nourish ourselves here, we amplify self-love in a huge way. It's really beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that.
You're so welcome.
All right.
I love this, you know.
Yeah, you can find the link for Julie's personal one-on-one sessions right here on this webpage. Please check it out. You'll notice that it's a beautiful numerology donation 111, which is amplifying your own flow of abundance as well as you spend money, invest that money in yourself. The power of the ones is just reflected back to you 10,000 fold. Play with the numbers that way. It's really wonderful. And it's very affordable. Thank you for that, Julie. Thank you.
It's I'm happy to offer that. Like I'll see if I have to like whoa. If there's too much, but
If
I'm
there's
open. I'm
process,
open to
yeah,
I'll see if I have to close it down, but I'm pretty sure that it's so important to me. It's so important to the because I work with so little people like that I follow for many years.
hmm
I want to be able to gift some to other people than just my small unit. You know, like we because I just that's my as I said, 75% of my work is one-on-one, and I already have clients that are on every week with me, so there's only so much time that I can give. But I want people to know how to tap into their sacred heart. But once you know how to do it, you can't unlearn it.
you can't unlearn it.
You can't. Your body remembers, and it's like, oh well, yeah, well, let's go there. And
It really is powerful. Again, it's how we change our world. It is the operating system of New Earth.
well
Yeah,
said.
it is. And so the sooner that we can all get there and
Hmm.
start to hear the message of the heart and the higher self connection, which is a natural byproduct, that whole alignment, we have done our job. Really. Then the next job is to really hold that space. But imagine how we can influence the planet like we thought we would in Lemuria before the fall. We took in the laggards to influence with our love. And we have a great opportunity now to do that all over again. And this is how we do it.
Yeah,
What a-
there's a great heritage we have from Lemurians. You know, like that's
yes, we are all Lemurians. And if we weren't there or remember it, we have the genetics in our
But and not only that, but we also have the ascension particles, the adamantine ones that are directly from the Lemurians.
Okay. All right. That brings us to the next topic real briefly here. Particles. The ascension particles, we're going to have your quantum conversation available for people to go into that and learn more from your first conversation with us. It was brilliant. But tell us about this other option as well, where people can work with the ascension particles.
So, 1987 was the harmonic convergence, 2012 was kind of like the shift, and then 2025 is another big moment. But since 1987, what has started happening, and is happening more and more since 2012, is, these new waves of energy coming in are coming up. They're either coming up from the core of the earth, from the Lemurian and Atlantis heritage, or they're coming down from Orion, from the sixth dimension, from the gamma rays, from the solar flares. So there's all this new information coming in, and it's all to upgrade our soul structures. It's all to start that shift and in 5D living. And I started discovering that there was a whole bunch of flavors of these waves coming in. And the way they're absorbed into physical and energetic bodies is as particles. So I discovered that there were seven kinds of these particles, and I call them ascension particles. This is related to some channelings from Saint Germain, that's the keeper of the violet flame for the next 10,000 years. So a lot of the information came through him. And start talking about energy beings. Do they have sexes? Probably not, but let's say it's a masculine energy. And I developed during my mentorship program last year, over a 5-month period of time, we just went into each of these ascension particles, understanding their frequency and how to absorb them through the reception doorways, of which we have 9 physical ones and 13 energetic ones. So it's like this whole series. It's about 22 hours worth of guided meditations and activations and short 30-minute presentations to kind of give the mind the information, and then an hour-long guided meditation to actually do the process. And then some activations at the end to like boom, boom, boom through the whatever needs to be recalibrated to understand, like, and ease the transition of ascension symptoms, which involve our glandular systems being completely rebuilt, including, for example, our adrenal glands. The way they work right now is stress, and then it releases adrenaline, right? And then that makes us get really focused in our mind. But we can't ascend if we're still stuck in a pattern like that. Because it's like, there's going to be a bunch of energy beings, a bunch of weird stuff that are going to happen. We need to be able to be in front of something we've never seen and not have adrenaline kick in. So it's like some of these particles work directly on transforming the glandular systems, whether it be the thymus, the pineal gland, the adrenals, like all these glands are getting I don't want to say rewired, it's not the right word, but they're being upgraded so that our energy systems can easily be in 5th dimension and, strangely enough, kind of be able to bring our body with us. This isn't like leave the body behind. This is like trying to meditate and like shut up mind, no, never mind that. We're bringing it all. We're bringing all of it. So I developed, so it's this awesome product called Ascension Particle Activation, and it's 5 modules. Each module is 4 hours. A module contains 30 minutes of a deep teaching, about 90 minutes worth of meditation, and then a blast of 1 hour worth of activations. And then the people in the program kind of talking about what they went through and stuff like that, which is always super fun, right? Because a whole bunch of things get connected once you have these conversations about it. And I have a sales page, but we can look at it or not. I don't know. What do you want to do? Because I get so excited about this. I'm like, just please do it, and I forget. Oh yeah, people need to see the product and understand. But I'm just like, just come do it.
No, I love it. Actually, people can find it right here on this webpage where they're watching or listening to this video, and they can hear. That's beautiful.
Perfect.
And I would like to just say that there's a support system in place as well for people to go through it. They can talk to each other. Yeah, you can chat with people.
Oh, but they can absolutely reach out to me anytime they need to. And there's like a comment section where people talk about their experiences and stuff like that. Like, it's a very personal experience for each person, right? So I'm always available for the people that come into my world. If they have questions or if they have like ascension symptoms that are getting a little bit weird, we kind of like, it's almost like Sacred Heart Flow, just recalibrate. But the guided meditations are They're so deep. You know, we did like a 10-minute meditation. These are 90-minute meditations. It's like the integration happens during the meditation, right? We're connecting, like one of the doorways is the skin. Like these doorways, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at the skin, 9, the belly button, you know, so it's like all these physical doorways. I teach you how to like absorb these particles through them. And then we go through the energetic doorways, which involve some chakras that are not well known, like that are on the emotional body level or on the mental body level. You know, the back of the skull chakra, super important. A lot of people don't know about it, but that's like a direct connection, you know, with multidimensional portals. And getting all these things back awake and aligned allows you to connect to, you know, the adamantine particles, which are all about the Lemurian heritage. They get moved by the tectonic plates shifting and volcano eruptions and things like that allow these particles to come back up. And the ones from Atlantis that are in the crystals, like deep, deep information in there. We activate that in us, then we start being able to read the information properly. You know? And then there's like all these other ones. There's Orion particles, there's the adamantine from Lemurian, the terrestrial crystalline particles, the celestial crystalline particles, the Orion particles, which contain very, very deep knowledge of how to actually build civilizations that are based on love. Oh my God.
Yeah, we need that, don't we?
Yeah.
That's very beneficial.
Yeah. So we activate the doorways, we bring in the particles, they expand our bodies, and then we start having access to these forms of knowledge that are vast and expansive, right? Like it's like higher mind stuff where like literally our mind can't even conceive of most of it. And the beauty is that they have kind of fixed fail-safe things, you know, like scientists are able to tell that there's some kind of particles that they can tell there's something going on, but unless they're coming from a 5D hard-based perspective, they are not able to decipher the information. That's kind of how we know that, you know, love leaders will be able to emerge because they are the ones that will be able to read the information. Yeah, this gets very exciting.
Just love that word, love leaders.
Uh-huh.
I love that. I love that. I think everyone watching and listening is a love leader. Absolutely.
We don't have a lot of people that come on shows like this that are all about like, I want to know how to dominate the world, you know? It's like they're not 5-year-old children anymore. Like they're awake and they're like, okay, let's grow up.
And so what a beautiful program to assist all those who are ready. Those in their heart know that this feels right. It could be exactly what people are looking for. And it's very supportive. And it assists us in our role as love leaders on this planet. So thank you for that. So wonderful options that you've got here. Personal sessions with people, working with you closely, or then the online platform, this course of the Ascension Particles. Really spectacular. And we feel lit up by this. Beautiful work that you've brought forward. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I don't even know what to say. It's like, it's when you're aligned with the higher mind and the higher will, it's not work. I'm not really doing anything other than just expressing what wants to come through me, right? So it's this beautiful world you get to live in. There's no effort left. I just get out of the way and I let it through.
Yeah, see, that is huge.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Effortless. Love.
The Sacred Heart Flow is effortless.
Yes.
Like did we need to work for it to, like, did you feel at a certain point the waves just kicked in on their own? And then it's just happening. Like
it's still
we're not pushing. Yeah, exactly.
Not pushing.
Yeah, no need to push.
You have shifted us. We are uplifted. We are inspired anew. We have been given a powerful tool, a couple of powerful tools here. We hope that everyone will listen and incorporate this into your lives and share it with others as well. You are all love leaders. Julie, thank you for being a great love leader and showing the way on this. As we say goodbye, I want to give you a final moment for any comments.
Oh my God. Just come back to your heart. Every single breath. Every single breath. You know, when you inhale, your chest expands. You know, no one's ever said, talking about themselves, no one's ever said, me. What do you do when you point to yourself? So, me. Right? So here. Just program yourself. Every time I inhale, I'm like just coming back home. And then just bring that love up to the mind. It needs it so bad. So bad. Just come home. Come home, come home, come home, home. Over and over and over again.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful. Again, you can find Julie Claire's programs, special offer here on this webpage. We invite you to check it out. We're excited for you on this journey. Again, you are love leaders, and this is a beautiful tool to support you on your path. Julie is making her schedule open for you so that she can assist you with your own heart flow in any area of your life. There's nothing that is off limits. It's all here. And the course that you can learn from Julie as well is absolutely world-changing, life-changing, and you are a leader. And so we honor you for being here and joining us today. And Julie, thank you for your beautiful heart light today.
So
So shine, so shine, shine bright, so shine, so shine, shine bright.
This has been a presentation of New Earth One Network, your home for New Earth living. Access information, education, and videos on living from the heart in unity consciousness. Visit newearth1.com.